The wind howled through the empty streets of Black Hollow as Claire clutched the aged invitation in her trembling hands. The ink, faded but still legible, bore an elegant cursive script. You are cordially invited to an exclusive Halloween masquerade at the Blackwood Manor. Midnight arrival is expected, no exceptions. Jake, the ever-curious journalist, leaned over her shoulder, scanning the message. This has to be a joke, he muttered. The Blackwood Manor has been abandoned for decades. Ethan, the ex-cop, scoffed. Then why is it lit up? All eyes turned to the eerie silhouette at the top of Raven Hill. The once derelict mansion now glowed with flickering candlelight. Shadows moved behind stained glass windows, and the distant sound of a violin carried on the cold wind. Claire swallowed hard. We have to go. Mia, the mysterious old woman who seemed to know more than she let on, remained silent. But as Claire turned to her, she caught the briefest flash of worry in the woman's deep-set eyes. If you must go, Mia said finally, her voice barely above a whisper, do not remove your mask. And whatever happens, do not drink the wine. The party begins. Blackwood Manor loomed before them, its towering iron gates swinging open as if on command. Inside, guests dressed in elaborate Victorian attire milled about, their faces obscured by intricate masks of porcelain, gold, and onyx. The grand ballroom was alive with candlelight, chandeliers glistening like frozen tears. A string quartet played a haunting melody that seemed to echo through time itself. Claire felt an uneasy prickle at the back of her neck. Something was off. The way the guests moved, too fluid, too synchronized, sent chills down her spine. Their laughter was hollow, rehearsed. They don't blink, Jake whispered beside her. Claire turned sharply, watching as the masked figures glided across the floor, heads tilting in unnatural angles. He was right. Not a single person blinked. A man dressed in crimson approached them, extending a silver tray. Drink? Ethan hesitated before shaking his head. Claire clutched Jake's arm. Mia's warning echoed in her mind. The man's mask was expressionless, yet Claire swore she felt him smiling beneath it. Without another word, he drifted away, offering the tray to another guest, who eagerly accepted. Seconds later, the guest swayed, their bodies stiffening before they continued moving, but different now, more rigid, less alive. Claire's heartbeat pounded in her ears. We need to leave. The unseen host. A bell told midnight. The music stopped. The masked guests turned in unison toward the grand staircase. At the top stood a figure draped in a dark cloak, their mask an elaborate golden sun with hollow, empty eyes. The air crackled with something unseen yet suffocating. Welcome, honored guests, the figure intoned. Tonight, we celebrate the old ways. Tonight, we remember. The guests raised their glasses in silent agreement. Claire gripped Jake's hand tightly. The air grew thick, pressing against her skin. Then, one of the guests shrieked. All eyes turned toward a woman in an ivory gown. Her mask had fallen, revealing eyes wide with terror. Her mouth opened in a silent scream as her body convulsed, and then she was gone, vanished. The masked guests didn't react. Instead, they simply turned back to their host. Claire's breath came in the short gasps. What just happened? Ethan grabbed her arm. We're leaving. Now. A trap unveiled. As they turned, they realized the doors were gone. Not locked. Gone. The ballroom stretched endlessly in all directions, the architecture shifting like a living maze. It's the house, Jake whispered. It's alive. The masked figures moved in unison. turning toward them, their heads cocking in eerie synchronization. Claire's stomach twisted in dread. We're not guests, are we? The host descended the stairs, their golden mask gleaming. Oh, but you are, they purred, and the night has only just begun. A cold hand brushed Claire's shoulder. She turned, and the mask stared back.